Welcome back. We're going to be exploring how to search in files using the grep command. I have prepared two different files. One is log.txt and the other one is users.csv. Log.txt has different lines that simulate what you might get from a program or from your system. We can use grep to get these different lines and get the information that we are looking for. On the other hand, users.csv has information about users. This is similar to what you might have in a spreadsheet or a report that you might get from a program. So let's start with the log file. Let's say we wanted to find all the errors in the file. We can use grep and then pass the text that we're looking for. In this case, it will be error, and then pass the file name. And now we get three different lines: error, unable to connect to database, error, failed to open file, and error, timeout while waiting for response. Now let's see what happens if we use lowercase letters. So we're going to run the same command, and now we don't get anything. That's because grep is going to be case sensitive. So I'm going to clear the screen now, and I'm going to try something different. Now, even though we're using lowercase letters, because we pass the I option, we are able to get the errors. So the I option makes grep case insensitive. So now it's not going to matter if the case matches or not, it just matters if the text matches. What if we want to see only all the information that it's not info? We could do grep v and then info log.txt. Now we get all the lines that don't contain info, only error, warning, and debug. And if we see the contents of the log file, we see that there is in fact an info line. There is actually two info lines, and we're not getting those. We can also use regular expressions. So for example, if I wanted to see all debug lines as well as the error lines, grep, and then pass the E option, error, debug, and then the file name, and now I only see lines that have error or debug. And we can also search for lines that end in a certain word. For example, if I do grep response and then I add a $, this is going to get me all the lines that end in response. And I can also search for lines that start with a certain word. For example, if I wanted to see all the lines that start with error, I could just do grep and then use a caret character and now I get all the lines that start with error. Now let's practice a little bit more with the users file. First, let's take a look at the users content. Now I see that I have 10 different users and I have their names, their email, their role, status, and then the last login date. If I want to get all the admin users, I can do grep admin user.csv, and that's going to give me Alice and Frank, which are both admin. If I want to get a list of inactive users, I can also do the same. Grep inactive user.csv, and now I see Bob, Evan, and Henry are all inactive. Let's look at another example where I might want to know which users have logged in the last month. So my first attempt would be to use grep and then 09 because we are on the 9th month, and then users.csv. And this seems to work. However, this record, the first one, is wrong because Alice logged in on the 9th of July, not on the current month. To prevent that from happening, I can use 2025-09, and this is going to be a little bit more accurate. What if I wanted to see all the users that have logged in on the 3rd of any month? So I could just use 03 and then I know that the day is going to be the last part of the line, so I can use the $sign to only get lines that end with 03. And now I can see that Charlie is the only user that logged in on the 3rd of the month. And finally, what if I want to know all the users who are not admins? I can simply use grep, pass with the B option, admin, and then the file name. And now I get all these users who are not admins. Some of them are user, some of them are moderator, and I think those are the only two roles that I have, user and moderator. As you can see, grep can be a powerful tool when you are looking for information in text files. So I hope you find this useful. Let me know in the comments if you want me to dig in a little bit more in the grep tool, because this is just a basic introduction. There are a lot more things that you can do with grep. For example, searching recursively in directories, which is also very powerful when you are searching, for example, for the definition of a function in a code base, or you're looking for a particular information within a lot of different files. So don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for my next video.